For most people, when you think of the Scottish borders, you probably think rolling green hills, the River Tweed, St Mary's Loch, maybe the Eildons, but there's more to it than that. There's coast.
Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. Oh, I do like to be beside the sea. Oh, I do like to stroll along the prom, hear the brass band play tiddly-um-pom-pom. So just let me be beside the seaside. I'll be beside myself with glee. And there are lots of girls besides. I would like to be beside the seaside, beside the sea. Oh, I do.
But this is not just any old coast. It's some of the most spectacular and richly endowed with nature coast in the entire UK. It's Limpet Disneyland for all you Limpet lovers.
I would like to be beside the seaside, beside the sea. Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. Oh, I do like to be beside the sea. Oh, I do like to stroll along the prom, hear the brass band play tiddly-um-pom-pom. So just let me be beside.
Sea urchins everywhere, snails. You could spend the whole day here if you liked mollusks.
Beside the sea. Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. Oh, I do like to be beside the sea.
Now you may be thinking, that's great, nice scenery, a good selection of small invertebrates. But what I want is some history. It just so happens the real reason I'm here today is to look at a historical site. A site which was witness to one of the most pivotal moments, not just in Scottish borders history, but in world warfare history, and it happened right here. Because it was right here, right on the coast of St Abbs, in September 1914, that the British warship HMS Pathfinder became the first ever boat to be sunk by a U-tube torpedo. A German U-tube torpedo, right here.
To be sunk by a U-tube torpedo. U-tube torpedo. By a U-tube torpedo.
I'm actually finding it hard to come to terms with the fact that I said U-tube instead of U-boat when I was up on that cliff. I can't even believe it. It's a strange thought. When you think of World War I, you think it all happened in France, Belgium, or wherever else the trenches were. But no, there was German submarines patrolling the sea right here. bombing our guys, killing our men, destroying our ships, just right on the coast here. I find it hard to take that in. Fantastic views from here up over to the Bass Rock, North Berwick Law, Turness Power Station, and even right over to Fife and beyond. Now obviously there's nothing to be seen of the HMS Pathfinder. There are no remains certainly above water anyway, but I think the atmosphere and the solemn nature of this place does come across if you think of that night and you think of all those men that were killed on that boat. But the place is well worth a visit for the scenery alone. A lighthouse keeper, eh? And that was a man's life. A real man's life. Not like a stupid job you have these days. So you're probably thinking, apart from that World War I tragedy, that this is a nice rural place, a peaceful place. And it is these days. But like everywhere else in the Scottish borders, this place has been scarred by the wars with England. Let's go and investigate. When you think of the great monasteries of the Scottish borders, you think of Melrose Abbey, Kelso Abbey, Dryborough and Jedburgh. But there was another equally strategically important religious establishment in the Scottish borders, and that was Coldingham Priory, just along the road from St Abbs Head. A priory didn't quite have the religious standing of an abbey, because a prior was not considered quite as holy a man as an abbot, I'm afraid. But this place really was an important religious site, and not only religious but political and military site. And it is kind of forgotten about when people talk about the border abbeys. And one main difference that this place has to the four other great border abbeys is this place is still in use as a church of Scotland, a church to this day. There's a new church in the grounds, as you can see there, but the ruins of the original priory lie all around. And this place, like all the other border abbeys, was ravaged, pillaged, razed to the ground by English armies during the Wars of Independence. It was finally and totally destroyed by Oliver Cromwell's armies in the 1600s. Death and destruction everywhere in the borders due to the English Wars of Independence. One of the most famous legends about this place is from 900 AD, I think it was, when Vikings were invading the east coast of Scotland. This place was inhabited by a large group of nuns, or I think they were nuns, women anyway. And to avoid being raped by the Vikings, these women, these nuns, cut off their noses and their lips. save them the indignity of being raped by the Vikings. Imagine that. To be quite honest, I don't know which is a worse fate. Cutting off my own nose and lips or getting raped by a Viking. The sheep are making so much noise, it feels like they're trying to communicate a really important message to me, but they can't get it across. They're going, no, do you not understand us? I'm going, what is it? What are you trying to tell me? Can't be that important, like. Now if I was to ask you what sport is the Scottish Borders famous for, your first reply would probably be rugby, and you'd probably be right. And then you would maybe go for fishing, horse riding, golf maybe. More modern people might go for football, mountain biking. But what if I was to say to you, scuba diving? Scuba diving? What's that, mate? Scuba diving? Scuba diving? You wanna laugh? Is that the old self-contained underwater breathing apparatus diving, you mean? But aye, it's a massive thing here. Every time I come here it's like heaving me folk scuba diving. Now I can think of a load of other things I would rather do than immerse myself in the North Sea, but thousands of people have a contrary view to that, and it seems to be incredibly popular here. So if you like scuba diving, you know where to come. Scottish Borders. Scuba. Definitely one of my favourite acronyms, along with laser. The other thing that I like about this wee village of St Abbs is there's a wee cafe just there, and they serve lobster, and it doesn't, you don't feel like some sort of pretentious snob buying it, because everybody buys it because it's just straight out of the water here. So I think I'll go and get some. Well, they didn't have any lobster today, but they did have fresh crab and fresh Cullen skink soup, which was fantastic. You know how it feels when you drink beer straight at the brewery or bread straight from the bakery. That's how I feel when you eat seafood here, straight from the sea, untouched, superb, delicious. You must come here for something to eat if you're down here and you like seafood.
Seaside. Oh, I do like to be beside the sea. Oh, I do like to stroll along the prom. Hear the brass band play tiddly-om-pom-pom. So just let me be beside